In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these adorable little bow rings. Hi, this is Katie and welcome to the Nodding Perch, where I like to talk and share all things crochet. So you ready? Let's go. The supplies you'll need will be crochet thread, your color of choice. And with this, I do use a small hook. This is a 2mm. You'll need your scissors. You'll need a stitch marker and your tapestry needle. I do suggest the little metal ones compared to the big thick plastic ones, since we are using a lightweight thread. Okay, so to get started, we are going to make our slip knot, and you want to make sure you leave about a 2 to 3 inch tail, because we're going to use this tail to help sew the bow onto the ring. All right, now we're just going to chain 25. Okay, so here's my chain of 25, and we're going to start with a single crochet into the second stitch from hook. Now we're going to work along this chain, and every stitch we're going to do twice. So we're going to start with, after a single crochet, we're going to do a half double crochet into the next chain. Followed by another half double crochet into the next chain. Now we're going to do a double crochet into the following chain. We'll do a second double crochet into the next chain. Now we'll do a triple, or some people call it treble, but I'm old school, so I still call it triple. Crochet into the next chain. If you're noticing, we are going up in our heights of stitches. All right, we'll do our second triple crochet into the following chain. If you're not used to crochet thread, just take your time. The trick is just to take your time and go slow. Not a race when you're working with this thread. All right, so now as mentioned, we started from the shortest stitch, we went to the tallest stitch, and now we're going to work our way back down. So we're going to do a double crochet into the next chain, followed by another double crochet in the following chain. Now we'll do our half double crochet in the next chain. And your second half double crochet in the following chain. Here we go. Look at this, what you have so far. All right, and then in the next 2 chains, we're going to do a slip stitch, 1 in each chain. If you are having a hard time seeing your chains because it's such a lightweight thread, kind of bunch it in a little bit. It'll help open up those chains for you enough to see what you're doing. So 1 slip stitch, and then the second in the next one. There's my second slip stitch. All right, and we're going to repeat what we did here. Little fibers in this thread. What we did here into the second half of the chain. So do your best not to twist this chain. So after your 2 slip stitches, we're going to start with our half double crochet. One, and 2. Then we're going to do our 2 double crochets into the next 2 chains. 1, 2. Now we're going to do our 3 triple crochets in the next 2 chains. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say 3 triple. 2 triple crochets, 1 in each of the next 2 chains. Here's my second. Notice I go slow on those triples. Gonna get some thread. And so you probably guessed it now. After the 2 triples, we're going to go back down. So we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 in each chain. 1 and 2. Followed by 2 half double crochets, 1 in each chain. 1 and 2. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like this. And you have 1 chain left. We're going to do 3 single crochets into that last chain. 1, 2, put the third one in there. 3. Now we're going to do exactly what we did on the other side of the chain. And we're going to work into the corresponding stitch. So the first chain we do the half double crochet. I'm going to do the second half double crochet to the following chain, followed by a double crochet in the next 2 chains. 1 and 2, and then 3, I'm sorry, why do I keep on doing that? Then 2 triple crochets into the next 2 chain spaces. So you see I'm going right in back into the other side of that chain where I worked. I know it's kind of hard to see on this little thread. 1 and 2. Okay, and then 2 double crochets into the next 2 chains. 1, 2. All right, now we're going to do the 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. So you have this. Now we're going to do our 2 slip stitches. 1, 2. We'll do our 2 half double crochets, 1 in each of the 2 chains. 1, 2. Okay, now you do your 2 double crochets. That's my 1. So I'm trying to get that centered for you. 2. I'm concentrating so hard on what I'm doing that I don't notice when I go off screen. Sorry. All right, so after a 2 double, we're going to do 2 triple. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2 triple, some more yarn. Now working our way back down with the 2 double crochets. 1 and 2, followed by the 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, and then the last one, you're going to do 1 single crochet. And then you're going to finish this off by do a little slip stitch into the first single crochet and fasten off. But when you fasten off, remember you want to leave about a 2 to 3 inch tail. Okay, so that's our first piece. Okay, so for our second piece, it's just going to be like the first piece, except for it's going to be obviously a little shorter. And then on the stitches, we're just going to do 1 stitch of each instead of 2. So go ahead, get your slip knot on. And for the second chain, we are doing a chain 15. Okay, here is my chain 15. And just like on the first piece, we are going to do a single crochet into the second chain from hook. And we're going to work along the chain. So in the next chain, we'll do a half double crochet. The next chain we'll do our double crochet. The following chain we'll do our triple. Followed by a double crochet in the next one. Sorry. All right, in the next chain we're going to do our half double crochet. Then the next one we're going to do our slip stitch, just 1 slip stitch. This is what you have so far, and we're going to do this on the second half of the chain. Start with a half double crochet in the next chain, followed by a double crochet, now our triple crochet in the next chain, okay, and a double in the following chain, half double crochet in the next one, and that's going to end you with 1 chain left. And in that last chain, we're going to do 3 single crochets, just like what we did in the first piece. 1, 2, and 3. You probably guessed what we're going to do next. We're going to do exactly what we did along the other side of the chain into the corresponding stitch. So we'll start with our half double crochet. I'm working right into the other side of that chain. And a double crochet. Followed by a triple crochet. See, I'm going right into that chain. Then a double crochet in the next chain. half double crochet in the following one, and then a slip stitch into the next. Here's what you have so far. We're going to do the same thing on the other side of the chain. On the second half, do a half double crochet, double crochet, triple, or double in the next one. Then we'll do our half double crochet, and then a single crochet into the last chain. And we're going to fasten this off, so slip stitch into that first single crochet that you did. And make sure you leave a little tail, not as long as the first piece, but a little one, because we're going to tuck these tails in behind this piece. Okay, here is your second piece. So it's time to put the bow part together. We're going to start that by polishing up the second piece. When you look at it, you can see the top of the stitch coming around like that. You see the V's. So that's how you know this is the right side of the piece. And if you flip it over, you don't see the V's. And you can tell the stitches don't look as pretty. This is the wrong side of the piece. So what I like to do, I like to take these tails and I just sew them along the middle, towards the middle, and then I tie them off. So I'll show you how I do that. Remember, I do it on the wrong side. So I just take it, and this is why you need like that little thin metal needle, not the big plastic ones. I just kind of work it along gently till it's about in the middle. You know, this is a little bit bigger needle than I anticipated. I might bring it down a bit. Okay, so that's in the middle. I'm gonna get a smaller needle for this part. 1 second. Okay, this is a smaller one. This will probably work a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm gonna weave it in right behind through these stitches. All right, I'm just gonna knot it off in the middle. I like to do the surgical knot where you go around twice. 1, 2. Give that a little pull. You don't want this to be too puckered. Okay, there we go. So I did pull it, as I mentioned, pull it out a little bit just so it doesn't pucker. When you tie the knot in the back, you don't want to do too terribly tight, just so you can give it a little stretch. Let's trim this off. Okay, so your second piece is set up. Put it right there for now. Now let's work on the first piece. This first piece is going to be the bow part, and this is going to be the little cute little ribbons coming off the bow. Okay, so on the second piece, remember we talked about the right side and wrong side? This is the right side where you can see the V's, and that's the wrong side. So have the wrong side facing you, because what we're going to do is take this tail and we're going to tuck it into the middle so it folds over and you have the right side of the bow facing out. So let's go ahead and thread our needle. All right, and we're going to put the needle right into the middle of the bow. And when we do that, it's going to curl this into a bow. Make sure it lines up straight. There we go. And we're going to sew this back and forth just a couple times to help secure it. Okay, so there's one side. Now I'm going to thread the other side onto my needle. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on this side. Just going to tuck and fold. Put the needle right into the middle of the bow. And we're going to sew this back and forth a couple times as well. Just like that. Okay, so while this is still on your needle, we're going to just take this and we're going to put it right in the middle of this to help hold it down. Okay, and pop it on like that. And this is where the bow is going to start taking shape. And give it a little knot so it holds in place. We're going to take the longer of the strand. See, this one's longer, and we're going to use that to wrap around the middle of the bow. So just kind of mess around and see where you want this. You can make this tail as big as you want, depends on how big of a center you would like. Might just use this side too, a little bit bigger. And that's cute, right? Okay, so tie this off however you like. I like to thread this through the back a little bit and then knot it off. But don't cut the tails, because next thing we'll do is tie this onto the ring. We'll do the same thing with this side. So everyone kind of comes up with their own little technique. You just kind of do the best for you, the way that you like, just to get this knotted off and held on tight. Do my surgical knot again. All right, so here is the bow part. And now we just gotta make the ring. The ring just really depends on your finger size. You just start with your slip knot, and you're gonna make a chain as the width of whatever your finger is. I think I do about 18 or 19 chains because as I get older, my fingers have gotten a little bit bigger. Okay, so here's my chain, and this is where your stitch marker comes in handy because we're going to work in the round. We're just going to do 3 rows of single crochet in the round. So without trying to twist your chain, slip stitch into that first chain. And since we're going to be working the round, that's why you need your stitch marker. Chain 1 and put a single crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, now we'll bring out our stitch marker. It's kind of wide for this thread, but it's all I have right now. And now I'm going to do a single crochet all the way around. And as I mentioned, I am going to do 3 rows. Honestly, you can do as many rows as if you want. Just 3 happens to look nice for my finger size. Okay, so that's 1 row. You know, I might just do 2 rows of single crochet. I'm just going to continue around for 1 more row. So I'll have 2 rows instead of 3. All right, here's my 2 rounds, and I'm going to go ahead and fasten off. And we're going to tie the bow right over this. So I just knot it and trim it. I don't have to tuck in the ends. Okay, so there's the ring part. And now you're just going to sew the bow on top of this the best that you can. And you just want to make sure when you sew it, that's going to go on like this and not sideways. Just be cautious and careful what you're doing. I probably could have cut these tails a little bit longer. Okay, let me get this one on now. All right, once you got it on, I think it feels secured enough. You just tie it off and trim it up. You can even put a little dollop of glue on the knot, on the finishing knot, just to make sure it holds. Turn that right up there. The bow should cover that. There's your bow ring. Isn't it cute? All right, let's try it on. Ta-da! She cute? I know it's upside down. I don't know how to I don't know how to angle my hand. Maybe I should put it upside down. Hold on. Let's try it this way so you can see it better. There we go. Little bow ring. Ta-da! I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and so you get notified of my next tutorials. Have a good one. Happy crocheting!